Hello, wilderness explorers, and welcome back to God of the Wilderness. Today we're diving deeper than ever before. We're about to embark on one of our most intriguing journeys yet, exploring the captivating lives of two monumental figures, both named Martin Luther. One, a 16th century revolutionary who dared to challenge the very foundations of religion, and the other, a 20th century civil rights leader who, with unmatched courage, waged a war against discrimination and inequality. The first Martin Luther we'll discuss was born in the early 16th century in Germany. Known as a formidable reformer and theologian, he's most famous for his 95 Theses, which set the stage for the Protestant Reformation. His stunning critique of the Roman Catholic Church's teachings and practices, and his advocacy for salvation through faith alone, dramatically shifted the discourse surrounding Christianity and shaped its evolution for centuries to come. Moving ahead to the 20th century, we encounter another equally profound figure, Martin Luther King Jr., born in the United States. Amidst an era of racial segregation and inequality, King emerged as a leading voice for the American civil rights movement. With his powerful oratory skills and his iconic "I Have a Dream" speech, he inspired millions to strive for equality, justice, and freedom. King's nonviolent approach to protest and his relentless pursuit of civil rights earned him the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964. Both these figures, though separated by centuries and contexts, share more than just a name. They were pioneers in their respective fields, pushing boundaries and disrupting the status quo. They were relentless in their pursuits and were not deterred by the immense challenges that came their way. Their courage and resilience have inspired countless individuals and have left an indelible impact on history. As we embark on this comparative study, we'll explore their stories, their struggles, and their victories. We'll delve into the circumstances of their times, the adversaries they faced, and the movements they led. We will explore how their actions etched their names into history and how their legacies continue to influence our world today. These men, Martin Luther and Martin Luther King Jr., stand as powerful symbols of change and resistance. They remind us that standing up for what's right, even in the face of adversity, can have a profound impact. Their names echo through history, serving as a beacon of hope, courage, and determination. So, let's explore their legacies, their impact, and how their names have become symbols of change and resistance. Martin Luther was born in 1483 in Eisleben, Germany. He was the son of Hans and Margaret Luther, two industrious and hard-working peasants who hoped their son might escape the tough labor of the mines and lead a more prosperous life. As a boy, Luther's days were filled with chores, schoolwork, and prayer. But his parents' aspirations for him were understood. They sent him to the best schools they could afford, providing him with an education that would elevate him above a life limited to physical labor. In his teenage years, Luther's intellectual curiosity flourished. He showed promise in both languages and the humanities, exhibiting a particular talent for rhetoric and debate. The decision was made, therefore, for him to attend university, where he would go on to study law, in accordance with his father's wishes. However, the further Luther delved into his studies, the more he was drawn to the religious texts that were a standard part of the curriculum at the time. A life-altering event occurred 1505 when Luther, returning to the university after a visit home, was caught in a severe thunderstorm. Fearing for his life, he made a vow to Saint Anna, the patron saint of miners, promising to become a monk if he survived. True to his word, Luther entered an Augustinian monastery and relinquished his secular studies. His deeply analytical mind, honed by years of study, began to question the practices of the Roman Catholic Church. His frustrations culminated in a singular event in 1517 when he nailed his 95 Theses to the door of the Wittenberg Castle Church. This audacious act didn't just challenge the sale of indulgences but questioned the very foundations of the Roman Catholic Church and sparked the Protestant Reformation. For Luther, the Bible was not just a text to be read by the clergy and interpreted to the people. He believed that everyone should have direct access to the scriptures. This belief led him to translate the Bible into the vernacular German language, breaking the monopoly of the Latin-speaking clergy. His translation was revolutionary in that it not only democratized religion, but also played a pivotal role in standardizing the German language. This monumental shift allowed ordinary people to engage with the scriptures for the first time. Individuals could now interpret the Bible for themselves, fundamentally altering their relationship to religion and to the church. The consequences were profound. leading to a wave of religious reform across Europe, the effects which can still be felt today. Luther's call for a return to the scriptures and his translation of the Bible into German democratized religion, allowing ordinary people to engage with the scriptures directly. His actions set off a wave of religious reform across Europe. Fast forward to the pivotal year of 1929, deep within the heart of the southern United States, a beacon of hope named Martin Luther King Jr. was born. He emerged into the world during a turbulent time, entrenched in the throes of the Great Depression. His birthplace, the vibrant and bustling city of Atlanta, Georgia, was, like the rest of the South, under the strict segregation and racial subjugation perpetuated by the notorious Jim Crow laws. Young King was destined for greatness, a path not easy, but one he followed with unwavering determination. He grew up within the confines of these laws, witnessing firsthand the harsh reality of a racially divided society. This experience, although deeply unsettling, was instrumental in shaping his worldview and carving his eventual role as a central figure in the American civil rights movement. King's childhood was characterized by an exposure to the contrasting worlds of oppression and privilege. His parents were both deeply rooted in the church, fostering in him a profound reverence for religion and its teachings of love, tolerance, and equality. Inspired by the teachings of great peacekeepers like Mahatma Gandhi, King began to cultivate the principles of nonviolence as a powerful tool against oppression. His intense desire for social equality was a driving force behind his unwavering commitment to the civil rights movement. As a leader, King embodied a magnetic, compelling eloquence and unwavering bravery that enabled him to rally thousands in the fight for justice. His leadership, particularly during monumental events such as the Montgomery bus boycott and the March on Washington, has been solidified in the annals of history, a testament to his legendary status as a civil rights leader. King's indefatigable striving for equality did not just remain within the borders of the United States. He extended his influence to the global stage, becoming a beacon of hope for marginalized communities worldwide. His "I Have a Dream" speech, delivered with immense passion and powerful rhetoric, remains one of the most iconic speeches in American history. His words resonated with millions around the globe, his vision of a future devoid of racial prejudice. In recognition of his tireless efforts, Martin Luther King Jr. was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964. This marked the culmination of a journey that had begun in the racially divided streets of Atlanta, a journey characterized by relentless perseverance and an unwavering faith in the power of nonviolence. The snapshots of King's life, his relentless advocacy for civil and human rights, his electrifying "I Have a Dream" speech, his revered Nobel Peace Prize, are mere glimpses into a life passionately dedicated to fighting against racial injustice. While from different eras and backgrounds, both Martin Luther and Martin Luther King Jr. were deeply influenced by their faith. Each in their own way pursued their religious convictions with fervor and commitment, shaping the course of history in the process. Luther's theological perspective was heavily influenced by the text of the Bible itself. He was a believer in what is known as sola scriptura, the concept that scripture alone should be the guiding principle of faith. He saw the Bible as the ultimate authority, the final arbiter on all matters of belief and practice. This belief led him to challenge the practices of the Catholic Church, resulting in the Protestant Reformation, a monumental shift in the Christian landscape. On the other side, King's theology was shaped by the social gospel, a movement that sought to apply Christian principles to social problems. This theology emphasized the need for justice, love, and equality, pushing for these to be the core Christian values. King's view of Christianity was not confined to personal salvation, but extended to the transformation of society itself. He fought for civil rights, advocating for the principles of equality and nonviolence, hoping to create a society where everyone, regardless of their race or background, was treated with dignity and respect. Despite these differences in the application of their faith, both Luther and King saw their beliefs as more than personal convictions. They viewed their faith as a driving force for change, a tool to make the world a better place. Luther sought reform within the church itself, while King fought for societal transformation based on the principles of equality and nonviolence. Both Martins left indelible marks on their respective societies. Reverend Martin Luther, a pivotal figure in the Protestant Reformation, sparked a seismic shift in the religious landscape. His teachings, emphasizing salvation through faith alone, set the stage for the proliferation of various Protestant denominations. Luther's influence reverberates in the heart of religious debates and discussions today, shaping the contours of theological perspectives. Simultaneously, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a beacon of hope in the tumultuous era of the American Civil Rights Movement, was pivotal in propelling the momentum towards equal rights for all citizens. His relentless determination facilitated the enactment of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965, groundbreaking legislations that permanently altered the landscape of American society. King's tireless efforts towards equality and justice are etched in the annals of history, influencing generations. Their courage to stand up for their beliefs, regardless of the immense opposition, inspires countless people around the globe even today.